Greetings, GameCola faithful, and welcome back to more Super Metroid. In the previous episode, we explored Lower Norfair, gained the Screw Attack, and defeated Ridley, who's the final boss that we needed to defeat to access the last area of the game. So, before we go there, we're going to do just a little bit of cleanup to get all of the remaining items that I can think of. I'm not going to guarantee that this is a 100% run, but I think it should be. If not, it will be very, very close. And you know what? That is good enough for me. So rather than going up all the way through this sort of red tower that we're approaching, and going back through the Hellway to get back up to Criteria and our ship, what I'm actually going to be doing is stopping partway up. Oh, now we can just defeat these guys as we're jumping up, assuming we don't flub the timing. And we're going to go partway up, head back into green and then pink Brinstar, because that is where all of the remaining items that I can think of are left. So we should be able to head back through here because we have the wave beam, which will let us pass backwards through this gate. Oh, that's pretty cool. You can actually screw attack through that little outcropping there. That's actually pretty thoughtful. Okay. So the most important thing, which I actually almost forgot that we didn't get, is the final E-Tank. Or energy tank, rather. E-Tank is Mega Man. We need to shoot through here now that we have the wave beam, which we could not do when we first entered this room, because I was mistaken when I thought we could get this item. But now we can. So now we have a grand total of nearly 1,500 energy. We have 1,499 energy. That is all the energy tanks in the game. I'm going to take some damage from those enemies as I pop out here. Yep, I thought so. It's not nearly as bad as Metroid 1, where enemies could just get stuck with you indoors and deal just constant damage. But they can still do it. So we're now going to do something neat and jump through here. Got these big guys here. 2 super missiles will take them down. And we get a power bomb upgrade. We can shoot this to get that out of the way. And head out this way. And I believe that should be all of the items in the game. I could be wrong, and if I am, I'm sure some of you are screaming at me through your computer screens. And if so, I am very sorry, and I will feel a bit embarrassed when I see that final item tally. But you know what? The journey is what's most important here. And I think the journey has been a blast. So now, we're going to head up Green Tower. That may not actually be its official community name, but it's a green tower, so good enough for me. I think I'm going to head back up to my ship to reload all of my ammo, because we are still very critically low on super missiles from the Ridley fight. And then we will head back down to go through that door to get to the final area. everything through this room. So satisfying. Okay. So I can tell you right now, we do not have 100% items. We should have 50 super missiles, and I think we should have, like, that may be the correct number of missiles, but part of me thinks there should be 250 missiles. So, you know what? It's okay. We'll see what our percentage is at the end of the game. At this point, all of those items are probably so far out of the way to get that I simply don't think it's worth it. We have far and away more than we will need to take on the final boss. And there's no particular reward for getting 100% item completion aside from just seeing that it says 100%, which admittedly, that was the speedrun category I used to run because I loved seeing that I was getting everything and just feeling completely overpowered at the end boss, but we're gonna feel completely overpowered against the end boss anyway. Here we go. The passage to the final area of the game, Tourian. I admit there is part of me that wants to go hunting down those last few percent of items, but I'm going to be honest with you. I think it would completely wreck the pace of the series, and I could certainly do jump cuts, but I really wanted to make this series because I thought it would be sort of short and sweet, easy to make, and so spending possibly an hour trekking around the map to find any little bits of items I've missed, I don't know. It's just not what I'm here to do. It would not improve my enjoyment of the game enough to justify the amount of time and effort it would take. So you know what? I apologize if that's a little bit unsatisfying to some of you, but that's how I'm going to call it here. We have more than enough to take on this final area, and now we have true Metroids here with us. And pro tip, don't stand in the lava. So we need to freeze the Metroids with our ice beam. I recommend shooting them with a single super because they tend to drop multiple supers when you defeat them, or 3 missiles will also do them in. And when you defeat all of them in a room, the door to the next room will open. Wow, no drops from that one. Unlucky. Also, these little things here. Uh-oh. Whew, that was close. Yeah, if you're grabbed by Metroids, you need to drop bombs to knock them loose. Power bombs will also work, and you can actually damage them with power bombs. I think 2 or 3 power bombs will do the trick. Wow, that guy was powerful. Okay, we can't actually damage him with our screw attack. That's a little worrisome. It's another Chorizo, like the boss we fought in Lower Norfair. But, oh. Well, that's concerning. Lots of... Uh-oh. That is one big Metroid. Ah! Get off! Get off! It's the baby Metroid. I don't know why I can't shoot these little blocks there. That's curious. But thankfully, an energy recharge station. Gotta be careful when you go through this room, because I believe there's more of those. Although there are not. Oh, jeez. Eat up all my supers, why don't you? Alright, I think there are Metroids in this room. No, there are not. So we can sort of use this area to grind. These enemies that are shooting out of the walls, they're not even really enemies, they're more just projectiles. They're called Rinkas. Although, is there anyone who doesn't just call them SpaghettiOs? Okay. Be wary of this save room. The room with the Super Metroid, or the Baby Metroid, rather, that door does not unlock. So if you save at this save point, you will not be able to return to the main area of the game ever again, if you want to grab more power-ups, etc. So keep that in mind. This is the final gauntlet. Three super missiles, roughly, will open these gates. Sorry, 4 super missiles. Pump Mother Brain full of missiles, like old times. And she goes down. But the fight's not over yet. Now I recommend using charged plasma beam shots. Now when she does that attack, that sort of this one right here, that generally means that she is, I want to say, at about half health. Yep, she's... Uh-oh. What's going on? Not good. That just drained most of our ammunition and a good chunk of our health. And there's nothing we can do about it. When Mother Brain knows she's got us on the ropes, she'll scream. There it is. Not today. She's still breathing. Let's finish this. It's over, Mother Brain. Time bomb set. Escape immediately. We have 3 minutes to get out of here. These gates close in front of us, but now that we have what's called the hyper beam, nothing can stand in our way. Our beam instantly defeats all enemies. Yeah, that's right. I've got to remember which way to go here. There we go. And it's important that I get out quick, in particular, because I have something I need to do. There's acid rising in this room. We need to be careful. Damn. Alright, well, we'll have to do this the old-fashioned way. I was hoping I could shine spark up through here, because sometimes you can if you get that running start. But I was unsuccessful, but that's okay. Plenty of time left. Honestly, at that point, I was starting to get more worried about just dying from the acid I was standing in. We've got plenty of time. Plenty of time. Come on now. I am going to be getting close to the wire here. But I must do this. Animals, you are free. One minute left, no problem. And again, I must harken back to the very first episode. Why is the time bomb and self-destruct going off before the timer finishes? Come on, Samus. And that is the end of the game. Hours, 10 minutes. Drat. Just under the threshold for the best ending. But that's okay. Whew. That was a little exhilarating at the end. I kind of botched the escape sequence a little bit, so I was starting to feel like, oh, it was a little crunch for time there. Woo-hoo-hoo. Man, what a great little action-packed way to end the game, huh? Very, very fun. I'll be curious to see what my ending item collection percentage was. I'm hopeful that it's at least above 90%. I want to say 95%. Preferably, yeah, above 95%. But hey, that's the game. Oh my goodness. Such a fun time. I really hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. What a game. Honestly, really just short little fun romp. Well, I guess it was a fun romp for me since I kind of already knew what I was doing, but for a first-time player, it's full of exploration, intrigue, mystery, and even a little bit of horror. Great music, of course, stellar graphics for the time. For Super Nintendo, the level of detail in the animation is excellent. Very well designed levels, and the gameplay generally guides you right where you need to go at any given point. It's a masterpiece, in my opinion. This is not necessarily meant to be a review of the game, but honestly, I give it an 8 out of 10. I think there's a couple of aspects where it can be a little bit inconvenient, and sometimes it's hard to figure out where a few of those last items are, as you've seen here. But, man, it's just a really great game. I love coming back to it, and every time I play it, there's always something a little bit different. I play through it a little bit differently. My routes changed a little bit. I might grab items in a different order. And if you want, you can even challenge yourself by deliberately not getting certain items or certain upgrades, or restricting yourself to limiting your health, not getting too many energy tanks. There's a million different ways to play this game, and I think that makes it super amazing. Thank you, Dear Force. And so here, because we got the second best ending, Samus takes off her helmet, but not her suit. But I appreciate a thumbs up from Samus any day, although I don't like being blasted by her. But that is Super Metroid. 97%. Hey, pretty good. And I will indeed see you next mission for Super Metroid Project Base, a ROM hack that takes Super Metroid and reworks it and crafts it into a familiar but also new experience, full of additional areas to explore, redesigned rooms, reworked physics, and so much more. Thank you so much for watching. I really hoped you've enjoyed this series. If you do, please be sure to let me know in the comments, or hey, give us a like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And take care.